Hello, and welcome to my new channel of the Beachy podcast. I am Blonde Beach Girl XOXO, and this is my new podcast, pretty much talking about anything I want. My main source to talk about would probably be video games, movies, or TV shows. So, whatever interests you guys. So, to start off, the first thing I'd like to talk about today is a video game that a lot of you aren't really familiar with, and that would be Super Paper Mario. So, I know a lot of people aren't a fan of this game because it takes away the RPG functions and quirks of the first two games, and even though it's kind of a bland gameplay, I think the story is really awesome. Like, the story is really sweet, even, it's about two long-lost lovers, and one of them is pretty much devastated that he can't be with someone because of his tribe. They're two different tribes, and she gets banished or lost, and he cannot find her. And so he's part of the dark tribe, she's part of the light tribe, and what he chooses to do is use the Dark Prognosticus, a book made of future events, and he uses that to start destroying all worlds with the Chaos Heart. And so the story starts out with, Peach being kidnapped, and Mario and Luigi are informed by the one toad in the game, that Peach is gone, and so they head off to Bowser, and actually, he was just planning to go raid her castle and steal her, and so everyone's like, oh heck, where Peach at? And so all of a sudden, this laughing goes on in the background, and this crazy character comes out, and he's like, she, Princess Peach, she my hoe now. And they're like, oh shit, what do we do? And so pretty much, he steals, his name's Count Bleck, he steals Bowser's minions, and transports them into the Hell Dimension. Not really the Hell Dimension, but Count Bleck's castle, and Mario is left there, and this little butterfly comes by, and it's like, Mario, you must come with me so we can save the worlds, boy. And Mario's like, oh shit, okay, I'll trust you, weird butterfly thing. And so, pretty much, they go into the dimension between dimensions, called Flipside. And while this is all happening, pretty much, Peach and Bowser are forced to get married, because that will create the Chaos Heart. It's black. And after that happens, literally, shit goes down. Everyone's like, oh my god, what's happening? What is that void happening in the sky? And everyone starts freaking out, and everyone becomes, minionized. And Luigi's there, and he's like, I'ma save the day, ho. And Count Bleck is like, you too late. And so everything kind of goes down, and then we're brought up in the flip side. Merlin is there, he's pretty much the little guy, and he's telling you, it's like, I don't know about this Count Bleck guy, but he needs to be stopped. He's destroying all the world, look at that void in the fucking sky. Y'all about to die. And so, pretty much what happens is that Tippy is a little butterfly, and Mario go through the world to collect collect the pure hearts, and try and stop Count Bleck. And Mario gets this ability to flip 3D, which is pretty cool. And then what's really cool about the game is I really like the background. It's still kept, not modern Paper Mario where everything is made out of paper. It's like normal worlds, and pretty much what's happening is that they go through, they get the pure hearts, and Count Bleck's minions, there's O-Chunks, and there's Mimi, and there's Dimentio and Nastasia. And Chunks is like this giant Irish guy. He's really dumb. And he's like, I'm gonna kick your ass. And Mario, well, pretty much Tippy talks for Mario. And Tippy's like, no you ain't, bitch. And so they fight. Chunks get defeated. And then they get like the first Pure Heart. And, you know, things go by. And the next world, they're like at this lady's mansion who has the next Pure Heart. And the next minion you encounter is Mimi. She's a shapeshifter. And when she's done shapeshifting and morphing to her true form, she's pretty much just like this disgusting spider thing. She cracks her neck and she's like, morph mode, ho. And they're like, oh shit. And actually, during this, before the second chapter, Peach is like being transported to the flip side. And she's like, oh shit. Where heck am I? Oh my god, Mario. And so they go on the adventure. Peach is there now. And then they get the Pure Heart, defeat Mimi. And then in the third chapter, this weird, like, weeaboo chameleon, his name's Francis, he's like, oh my god, look at that butterfly. I'm gonna trap it in the cage and make porn of it. And everyone's like, no, shit, stop. And so they go through that world. It's really cool. It's like pixelated. And they find Bowser, bitch ass. And Bowser's like, Peach, why are you with Mario? This is bull. I want to be with Peach, not Mario. And so they fight. And then Bowser joins the party. And yeah, they go through. They finally get to Francis's weird nerd mansion castle thing, and this chameleon is crazy. He's a full-on weeb. He probably has a body pillow, and his whole house is like full of these cat robots that just like meow at you, and you're like, I'm really disturbed right now. And so they fight Francis, and actually before that happens, the only way to access his chambers is to be Peach, because only hot babes are allowed. And Peach goes in, and he's like, oh my god, hot girl. And so he, like, freaks the fuck out, and actually pulls out a dating simulator, which I find so hilarious, because it's so unexpected. And Francis, like, chooses what to do, and then as Peach, you can choose what to say. It can either be, like, agreeable or really mean, and the right thing to do is to be really mean, because if you try and, like, choose Peach's lines to be nice, she's like, who the heck controlling this right now? This guy's disgusting. He smells like trash. And then after, like, she uses Boomer, which is a little bomb pixel, and destroys the simulation, and then fights Francis, and then they get Tippy back, and Tippy is like, oh my god, I'm so grateful, thank you guys, Mario. And then the fourth chapter happens, and they're actually in space, and when they first arrive there, what I think is funny is, like, Tippy's like, this is space, and then Mario is like, I fucking can't breathe. And then Tippy's like, oh shit, okay, we gotta get you saved. And then they get, like, a glass bowl that was used for this gigantic fish. And then they go into space, and they see a distress signal, and they find this little green thing called Squirps. And Squirps, he's sassy as heck. He's like, you know what, I don't fucking care. You guys need to follow me to the woe zone, okay? Trust me, I can shoot lasers out of my fucking eyes. And so they go through space, and then they find these doors, and Squirps is like, I can morph into two of me if you get me chocolate. And Tippy's like, really? Are you fucking serious? And so they get him chocolate, and they find to, like, the next part of the chapter, and pretty much they travel through, like, this, it's like kind of like a moon. It's pretty cool. And so there's this Squirps really needs to use the bathroom, and there's someone in there that's, like, singing, and he's like, there's no toilet paper for me to wipe my bungholio. And so you go through this entire moon, get this ancient treasure map from this weird alien thing that, like, talks through its belly button, and then literally the whole point is for this guy to just wipe his ass with this treasure map that has nothing to do with the story. And it turns out it's a pixel, and he can, like, flip things that can't be seen. And so he sings a lot, and he's like, thanks, I really need to wipe my ass. And then they go on to the Woe Zone. And, it called the Woe Zone for a reason. This place is fucking crazy. There's, like, the music fucking bops. The enemies fucking nuts. And pretty much you have to flip through dimensions, find all these keys, go through all these doors, fight these little enemies, and then actually there's a little, like, stop in between to find Luigi in Count Bleck's castle, kind of like Peach escaping Count Bleck's castle, and Luigi's like, oh shit, I gotta get out of here. And then, like, 2 other minions go along with him, they're Goombas, and so they get caught, and then Dimentio is like, I'll do something with his green bitch ass. And so something happened to Luigi. He's still in Count Bleck's castle. And then back to the Woe Zone. It's just, like, nuts. And Tippy's like, I feel the pure heart because somehow I have that power. And they get to, like, this blank fighting arena. And guess who show up? Mr. L. Yeah, that's right. Mr. L shows the fuck up, and he's like, y'all aren't getting away from me. Brobot, get your bitch ass up in here. And it's like this giant Luigi head. They fight in space. Squirps is like, I'm gonna fucking laser you with fucking alien eyes. Can you write a rap? And they fight. And then Mr. L's like, shit, okay, I'm out of here. And then Squirps is like, this golden statue, she my mom. Here, pure heart. And now they go on to the 5th chapter, which is personally my favorite chapter, because it's really cool. You get to deal with Kragnons, which are kind of like surfer guy cavemen. Like, the way that they talk is like surfer dudes. And then the Florosapiens. And so basically in this chapter, Kragnons are just like, whoa, bro, that guy just fell from the fucking sky. And they're like, whoa. And then these Florosapiens are like, your vibe is off. We stealing your people. And they're like, whoa, oh my god, what do we do? And so Mario and Tippy go out to find them. The world is really cool. Like, you fight these giant, like, mammoth things, and they're like, try me, ho. And basically, it's, like, kind of deserty, but, like, you know, prehistoric times. And there's cool rock formations. There's, like, pokies and clubbers. And you get these stones, and you set them in a place, and you get this new... Because the Florosapiens, you know, they're traveling, they're holding up the Kragnons, and they travel down this pipe, and they cover it with a yellow block. And obviously, you don't have a hammer. So you get these tablets, and you set them up in the sky in these places, and then, bam, Pixel come up, his name Cudge, and he hammer Pixel. And so basically you can break through blocks now, and you break through, you go through the pipe, and you find Finn Cragley, I believe, and he's like, yeah, I'm Bear Grylls, but Kragnon form, but my crew is missing, you gotta find them. And then, so, they go through these giant caves for the Florosapiens, and find out that the Florosapiens are enslaving these Kragnons and brainwashing them with little sprouts, and it's pretty intense. And so you get through that, and then you have a fight with Dimentio, and he's like, you know what, I'm just gonna, like, mega size Ochunks real quick with this flower sprout, and you have a fight with, actually, Ochunk, sorry, and the flower sprout, like, jumps off, and then you keep it to get through, like, access to the other part. And so you get another pixel. Her name is Dottie, and she shrinks you, and she was with this Kragnon, and she's like, bro, it's okay. You will be okay. I will shrink you in these tiny little doors. Goodbye. And the Kragnon's like, no! And so they go through, and they have Dottie to shrink and get, like, keys and stuff, and then it turns out that they need to find King Crocus, and he's this giant flower hoe. And they find him, they go through the door, and he's like, I'm so fucking beautiful. He's pretty much like Tamatoa from Moana, but flower form. He's like, I'm beautiful, look at me, I'm fucking nuts. And he fights them, and then it turns out, like, all the flowers, the Floro Sapiens are like, shit, guys, why'd you fucking kill our king? He was so cool. He was just corrupt by the water. The fucking Kragnons keep polluting, you bitch asses. And then they're like, oh my god, we just murdered someone. And then, so, it taught, like, all the Kragnons, man, I shouldn't be polluting, dude. That is totally uncool. And then they go to the 6th chapter, which, shit get intense. Because the void is fucking growing. People are flipping the fuck out. Mario discovers the flop side, which is an alternate universe of the flip side. I know, it's fucking nuts. You find Nolrim, which is Merlin backwards. And it nuts. And you go through, it's a really cool, like, Japan, kind of like, samurai, and so, everything's kind of like Chinese style, and the king is there, and he's like, I have the pure heart, but get through my 100 samurai guys, and you can get it. And it's like, Mario and Tippy and everyone else is like, bitch, we don't have time for this, your world is about to fucking end. And you get through about, like, 5 doors. You know, you fight all the samurai guys, and then the next little mini chapter happens, and it's like, oh shit getting down, and the king, everyone's like, oh my god, we're gonna fucking die, just go through. And the king is there, and he's like, okay, you guys can have the pure heart, it's up in that chest, go get it. And then all of a sudden, explosion. The king tried to fucking kill Mario and his party. And then he's like, the king is like, why did you guys not just get destroyed? And it turns out the king was actually Mimi. And Mimi is like, you guys are so fucking dumb. Fight me, ho. And so you have a fight with Mimi. She pretty much just wasted time. And you go on throughout the rest of the chapter. And then shit is destroyed. The whole entire fucking world is dead. And you get transported out, and pretty much you need to go back, and the world is absolutely blank. There's no one alive, a little bit of rubble, but it's all white, and you find the dead pure heart. It covered in, like, stone, and you bring it back to Merlin, and he's like, oh my god. And then all of a sudden you hear this random-ass voice, and oh, well, when you're going to get the pure heart, Mr. L's there again, he's like, fight me again, and they're like, bitch slap, and he's like, shit, okay, let me get out of here. And then, so, they go back to Merlin's house, all the party, and then this mysterious voice comes out of nowhere, and he's like, die, hoes, and it's Dementio, and so he sends everybody to different places, and you don't even have your pixels, you don't even have Tippy, you are just Mario, and you are fucking dead. You're in the hell dimension. And then, so pretty much, you are in the underwear, which is the underworld, pretty much, and everyone's like, yeah, you're in the underwear, you're dead, buddy. And Mario's like, I think the fuck not. And so they go find the Queen Jadis, which is a cool play on Hades. Jades, I guess. and she's like, oh shit, the pure heart is disgusting. Let me see if I can do something. But you need to do something for me. Find my daughter Love Bee, and also this guy fell down the river Twigs. He gonna die. So go help him. It could be Love Bee, I don't know. And so you go down there, River Twigs, go through all, like, the puzzles, and you find Luigi. Luigi was banished from Dimentio, because Dimentio was like, you're pretty weak, so, I'm just gonna see you off. And so Luigi's there, and he's like, oh my god, I'm so fucking scared, I just shit myself, please tell me what to do. And Mario's like, sup? And Luigi's like, oh my god. And so they go, you get Luigi in your party, and he can, like, do this giant, like, jump, go all the way into space, pretty much jump, but he's a little slippery. And so you go, you find Love Bee, and she's like, dost thou bitches need me? And they're like, yeah, come with me. And she's like, ye are disgusting. And they're like, we don't care. And then Jadis is like, oh my gosh, thank you for finding my bitch-ass daughter. Here, your pure heart's fine. Go back to your other dimension. And so they go back to Flipside. And they put the pure heart away. And Merlin's like, oh my god, what happened? And then Tippy is like, Mario, oh my god. So you get all your pixels back, you get Tippy back, and you go to World 7. And then, you are Confucian at first, because you're literally back into the underwear. And, yeah, so pretty much, you go back to Queen Jadis, and she's like, are you fucking kidding me? I just sent you back. Why are you dead again? And they're like, actually, we were supposed to be here. And she's like, shit, okay. You know, about the pure heart, y'all can just go up to the over there. It's pretty much heaven. Just escort Love Bee, because she likes to get lost, and she's a little hoe. And, ooh, the fucking sass between Love Bee and Tippy is intense. Because Love Bee is just like, art thou jealous of this body, bitch? And Tippy's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And so Love Bee goes ahead, and over there, you go through, like, all these all these trials. It's, like, dark. There's boosts trying to scare you. And, yeah. So, you get to the over there. The over there is actually pretty cool. Well, because first, when you're first ascending to the over there, you actually find Bowser, and Queen Jadis has these little henchmen called D-Mans, you know, like demon, and they're like holding this giant beast, and it turns out to be Bowser, and he's like, I'm fucking mad, let's fight. And so they fight, Bowser rejoins the team, and now they have to find Petch. And so during the over there, they go up, like, it's all cloudy and pretty, and you have to find these apples, because Peach is like, the forbidden fruit, let me just pick a bite of that. And then just, like, Sleeping Beauty bitch ass happens, and she's asleep forever. And so they have to find these apples to wake her up, and some of them do, like, a bunch of weird shit. And Love Bee is like, you dumbasses, it's the black apple. And so you have to take the black apple and feed it to Petch, because it's so nasty, it'll wake her up. And she's like, oh my lord, thank you so much for saving my life, Love Bee. And Love Bee's like, shut the fuck up, I hate you. And Peach is like, oh dang, I wonder if I said something rude, I'm so sorry. Like, Love Bee's a bitch. And so they eventually go to the over there, and pretty much everything's in chaos, because a giant ancient beast got out, and he's got his little Skeletor minions, and you need these gems to cross the bridge, and the Nymphies, they're like the little things that Love Bee is, and they're like, okay, rebuild this bridge, help save our, like, town elders, you fucking got this. And so they build the bridge, it's really cool and pixely, and then all these Skeletor thingies are like, you ain't getting past. And then the Nymphies are like, try us, ho. And a giant battle ensues. They go through, and then they actually figure out, like, so Granby is, like, the leader of the over there, which is Queen Jadis's quote-unquote husband, and Love Bee is their daughter. And he's like, oh my god, get away, this beast is, like, fucking nuts. And his name's Bone Chill. He's, like, the coolest fucking boss I've ever seen. He's just a giant skeleton thing. He looks like a dragon. He's got a little ice cannon, like, a part of him, and he's super cool, and he's like, Love Bee, you are real nymphies. You're the pure heart, you stupid hoe. Your parents don't love you. You were adopted. Everyone hates you. And Love Bee's like, and so you fight Bone Chill, and he's like, and then Love Bee's like, is this true, father and mother? Or should I even fucking call you that? And they're like, yeah, it's true, but we wanted to protect a pure heart, but we grew to truly love you as a true daughter. And Love Bee's like, I don't fucking believe you. And then it gets really sad, and then Love Bee starts transitioning into the pure heart, and she's like, no, I don't want to be with these mustachioed men, they're so nasty, Ree. And then it starts getting sadder, and then she starts dissipating. She's like, JK, I love you, Mom and Dad, thank you for giving me a great life. And then she becomes pure heart, and they're like, please take care of her. And then it's time for Chapter 8, Count Bleck's Castle, which is kind of bland. It's just really black and, like, white lines. A crap ton of enemies. Each chapter you fight one of the minions. So the first one you fight Ochunk. Well, it's Bowser fighting Ochunks, and he's like, I've had enough of your Irish shit. And they fight, and then the wall, like, the ceiling comes crashing down. And they're like, oh my god, no. And, because the other party members are forced out of the room, and then they fucking die. Next chapter, it's Mimi versus Peach, and Mimi's like, your boyfriends are gonna cry over spilled peaches. And they're just like, and Peach is like, you spit on my dignity, get ready to fucking lose your teeth. And they fight. The ground starts shaking, and then Peach is like, I ain't gonna let you go, and then they fucking die. And then the third chapter, Luigi fights Dimentio, and he's like, you did shit to me. And they fight, and then, like, Dimentio's like, I'm not done with you yet, twink. And Luigi's like, no! And then so it's just left with you, with Mario, Tippy, and the other pixels, and you go through the last chapter, and and Tippy start remembering shit, and Tippy's like, oh my god, Count Bleck isn't Count Bleck, he's Blumiere. My real name Timpani. I used to be like a human of the Light Tribe, and he used to be this weird creature from the Dark Tribe, and we used to be in love, but I was banished or something, and his father wouldn't let us see each other because we were different tribes. I want my man meat back. And basically, Blumiere is like, it's too late, Timpani. I don't care that you're here right now. I can't even undo it myself. Try it. You can't. And then Tippy's like, my meat, come back. And you fight Count Bleck, and then he's got this force field, and then, oh shit, guess who's alive? Bowser, Peach, Luigi, and you all fight him, you take the pure hearts, and you're like, take this hoe. Count Bleck is destroyed, and then you think it's over, but it's not. And Dimentio is just like, yeah, I'm gonna double cross you. And traps him in his dimension, and because, like, Dimentio was, like, pow, and Nastasia was like, no, and took the hit. And so pretty much they're in the other dimension, and Count Lumiere, Count Black, he's like, I can't go on. And Tippy's like, but you see, everything worked because we are alive. We can be together forever. And, yeah, so you go on to defeat Dementio. He's like this weird, because he's like, Mr. L, get the fuck over here. Give me your Brobot. And you're like, combine. It's like Dementio and Brobot combined. You fight him. Craziest boss fight. Craziest music. It fucking slaps. And you kill Dementio, and he's like, this ain't over yet, ho. And then everything starts going back in reverse. The worlds are saved. World 6 is back. Everyone's like, oh, thank God. Oh, my lord. Did I leave the oven on? And so everyone's going back. Count Black and Tippy are gone, but everyone is transported to Flipside, including Count Black's minions. And yeah, they're like, what happened to Count Black? And Nastasia's like, he's happy with his girl now, forever. And you hear wedding bells, and yeah, and then at the credits, you see Lumiere and Timpani together, and it's really sweet. So yeah, I really like this game. That's pretty much a synopsis of it, in my terms. Yeah, so that was my first podcast for this channel. Please let me know, what you guys are interested in hearing about. Yeah, thank you for listening. This has been Beachy King